Back at you with another video. This is really disturbing, and it's hitting close to home. Hundreds of carriers unpaid. Hundreds of carriers unpaid after big broker R&R, AGX, Helix Logistics shutter. Sizable brokers are closing left and right, and a bank's lawsuit alleges some just continue to book loads despite knowing they didn't have the funds to pay. Now, hundreds, if not thousands, of carriers are collectively owed millions. Can't make this up. The recent closure of big brokerages have left carriers unpaid, collectively tens of millions of dollars. The entire R&R family of companies, including R&R Express Logistics, RFX LLC, GT Worldwide Logistics, Paradigm Transportation, MGMT, Pioneer Transfer, AM Transportation Services, and R&R Global and Taylor Express shutter in January, just last month, taking down with it AGX Freight. Separately, Helix Logistics, a brokerage set up to handle freight for metals company Cleveland Cliffs, also recently collapsed. What is going on here? This is crazy. And then the fraud at R&R family of companies. A lawsuit from R&R's lender, the Huntington National Bank, said R&R accrued approximately $65 million in trade payables at the time of its collapse, though that figure would include debt besides money owed to carriers. So the money that they owed to carriers, they threw that in there too to get the loan to ultimately fail. The lawsuit filed on the 23rd of January in the circuit court for the 12th Judicial Circuit in Collier County, Florida. Alleged R&R had taken out loans in 2022 that fallen into financial distress and continued to operate and book loads despite facing insolvency. The suit alleges the company granted a lien and security interest in substantially all of their assets as collateral for the operating loans, which would include money owed to carriers. They just didn't even care. This is what's going on in this industry. You got to be careful. That includes me too. We have to be very careful of who we're dealing with out here. R&R and the additional borrowers' financial conditions steadily declined in 2022 to 2025, 3 years operating in the negative. 3 years. That's a long time to operate in the negative. 3 years. Throughout 2025, this decline accelerated rapidly. R&R and other borrowers reported significant monthly operating losses in 2025 that indicated they were burning through cash at an alarming rate. Sounds like they were just having parties at the bar, spending up all the money, even the money that they owed to carriers. The collective net operating losses of R&R and the borrower in 2025 eventually totaled a staggering $25.9 million, and the banks suspected it was actually much worse, and that R&R and companies were hiding the losses through erroneous accounting. By late 2025, Huntington, the lender, was telling R&R to wind down their affairs in an orderly manner. This is crazy. That was quite a few companies I just called out. Got to be careful who we dealing with. Even some of the big boys that's been around for a while, guggling water. R&R kept booking loads. Huntington alleged in his civil complaint, arguing that Richard Francis, owner of R&R, tried to transfer the company's equity into a corporate retreat property in Marco Island, Florida, worth about $5 million to himself and his wife. So now he want to take and run, take the $5 million and run for him and his family. This has really gotten out of control. Huntington said R&R owed about $40 million, and after the transfer of the property, tried to wire $5 million to the bank, but is still pursuing 2 civil counts to avoidance of transfer in court. Got to be careful, vigilant, and start asking for half of the money for fuel up front before you even move the load. I need half up front to move the load. If I can't get half to move the load, oh well. See you in my next one.